So I'm going to show you some basics of Adobe Illustrator that will demonstrate by making a little Mr. What did I say? Critical? Here's the opening screen of Adobe Illustrator. So you can go to some default sizes, but really for the most control, you'll go to New File. Letter, which is 8.5 by 11, is what we're going to choose. You know, here we can change color modes and size and all that. Really, it doesn't matter. Because the thing about Adobe Illustrator, and I'll click Create, that we first need to know is that it works with vectors. So I'm not working with images here. I'm working with lines and points. So if I were going to zoom in on this in Photoshop, eventually it would start to pixelate and I'd see individual pixels. But with Illustrator, I can zoom in and zoom in and zoom in virtually infinitely. Because it is just a point and a series of lines. So I'm going to show you the first two tools we would use to manipulate something. The first is this selection tool. It's the black one. It lets me select a whole object. The second is the direct selection tool, and it allows me to select direct points. So I can click on this point, and I can move that point. Or I could use the anchors here to rotate and extend how much curve there is. So I very quickly before made this shape using a tool that is going to be at the center of what we're going to do here, and that was the pen tool. The pen tool, if I click individually, makes points and straight lines between them. You will need to enclose the shape for it to complete. Fundamentally, we're going to be working with shapes. So don't think pen, pencil. Think cut pieces of paper making shapes. Now, if I click and drag, I've now got a curve that's being created with my pen tool. I can go back and change it, but clicking and dragging is how you create a curve. I can also click on a point, an anchor point, and switch it from a curve to a point right here. And I can also delete points right here. So the pen tool is going to get us really far. But let's get going and look at one more tool. So I can make a rectangle, or if I right click, I can make an ellipse. So if I click and drag, I can make an ellipse. If I click and drag and hold shift, I make a circle. I'm going to make a slightly oval circle. And then I'm going to use, and I'm going to reduce the stroke on this. Do they have strokes at all? Yeah, they all have actually strokes that are pretty close to that. Now I'm going to use the pen tool to make my glasses. Oh, this is, you are going to also be frustrated by this. So just be prepared for that. I don't have it perfect. That's okay, because I'm going to go back and modify it. Zoom in. Don't make yourself crazy. Okay. That's not worked. Here we go. Zoom in, because you have to really be pretty precise on your clicking for it to...
After you make a curve, press the points that's at the end of the curve again, and you'll get a straight line again.
I don't understand what you said.
Okay, create a new shape. I'll tell you what I mean.
I was going to make a mouth. But I was going to make a line for the mouth. Do you want me to just make a quick shape?
Yes.
Okay. So direct selection tool.
That's not what I meant. That's a good little misshape, though. That's the wrong thing. So if you do a curve and then you go into another point, it'll automatically be a curve again. But if you press it, then you get a straight line, and you can make a whole different thing.
Yep, I think you missed it, but see how when you hover over it, you have the option for it to become a point now instead of a curve. That might be just a little bit time saver for some of this. All right. I'm not going to linger here too much more for the sake of the video. Again, do make sure you nail that point, otherwise it will not work. I do need eyes. I'm going to go ahead and make some eyes. If I want an identical eye, Command C to copy, Command V to paste. Ooh, we're not going to do that to ourselves. And then I'm going to do a line segment, which is located. I do not see it. Edit toolbar brings up all your other tools. So here's our line segment tool. You can't make a shape out of a series of line segments. It's only good for making a line. Did I not click it? Okay. Line segment tool is a subtool of the other shapes. I'm just going to go click. Nope. If I click, then it just makes a single line where.
You're doing great, bud.
I know. I've got. It's all about confidence. And then I'll make another line. Ooh, and I'll show one more super useful tool. So I've got I want this circle to be cut in half by this line. So if I select that circle and that line, I'm going to go over here to Pathfinder. If you do not see a window that you're looking for, like Pathfinder, you can just go Window and turn on the window, and it'll pop up. Here's Pathfinder. I think the simplest is just to click this one right here, Divide, and it cuts everything in half. It also deleted parts of what I wanted, but I can do that again. We're very Command Z, like in everything else, undoes. Undoes. Okay. Divide. Now, it's just black and white. That's not what we want. We can go to our fill. What color would little Mr. No, I'm not. Green. Okay. The pupils need to be black for sure. This needs more refinement, but those are the basic tools you're going to need. You can bring objects up and down, so if because it's like stacked paper. If you want to rearrange how they're stacked, you can change that. And that's basically all the tools we need. There is a text tool. Oh, did you find a font, Avni?
Trebuchet Bold MS. Trebuchet MS.
Let us confirm that Trebuchet Bold MS is the font. It's all caps. I feel like it's probably, you said bold?
Yes.
Yeah, and make it bold. Okay. Far as saving, the default, if I just clicked save, would be for it to save as an Adobe Illustrator document, and that's not really what we want. We want it to be Adobe PDF. That's going to show up on most platforms. And again, we'll just save it as last name, Little Mr., Little Miss. I think that's it. You'll upload it to Google, and we're all set.